Hello everybody and welcome back once again. Thank you for joining me on this gloomy Badlands evening. Today I have a mod spotlight for you. We are going to be looking at Chaos Divided. This is a very cool mod that splits up the Chaos faction into various kind of god-devoted contingents. It also adds a lot of new units, including demons and a brand new magic lore, which is specifically what I want to show off to you guys right now. So we have our little cult master here. He has summoned his followers out to this dark, inconspicuous corner in the middle of the nowhere so that they could practice the dark arts. We are going to be performing some horrible arcane rituals to break the barrier between the materium and the immaterium in order to bring demons into the world. And I highly recommend that if you're going to use this mod that you pick up some magic enhancing mods, preferably something that increases your power reserves as well as your overall standing mana pool. If you look here, I have a power reserve of 120 and a standing magic pool of 45, which is exceptional, much higher than vanilla. Trust me, it's worth it. This is not just for the player either, the particular mod that I use. It increases the magic of everybody, that includes the AI, so you're going to be in for some serious magical duels, and it really does change a lot the way that the game is played. So our first guest to this little party is going to be these beautiful fellows right here. You can see it takes a very long time to cast this. As it turns out, breaking the barrier between worlds is actually a very difficult task, but when they arrive, they do so in style, and these are the Bloodletters of Khorne. Obviously, they owe a lot to Beastmen assets. However, they look fantastic for what they are. I think they make excellent proxies. If you take a look here, just a nice little detail. Being servants of the blood god, they come out all bloodied and ready to go. Presumably, they were locked in some immortal combat with some other demonic legion back in the Materium. But while Bloodletters are all well and good, let's move them off to the side here to greet our next set of guests. We have yet another demonic horde that we can summon forth from the warp. These guys are excellent tar pits. They have a debuff about them, which I believe it decreases the attack speed and the attack values of units that are close to them. These are, of course, the Plague Bearers of Nurgle, being proxied by some troll models here, but they look pretty damn good. They certainly look like some chaos demons followed around by swarms of bloat flies. They make excellent servitors for the Plague Father Nurgle. The next is my favorite one, and it is one of the biggest additions that this mod brings to the table. I'm going to show you this right now. It's you have to sacrifice a unit, so bringing small expendable units like these thralls here is actually a very viable tactic if you're playing as the Forces of Chaos with this mod. Check this out. Kaboom! It looks like a Greater Demon of Tzeentch, but it is anything but. It is a Bloodthirster of Khorne. Owing quite a lot of assets to Malagor the Dark Omen, it nonetheless stands on its own, I think, as a wonderful model. My only complaint is that it does not have a whip, as Bloodthirsters tend to carry very powerful demon axes alongside a barbed whip. But it is a cool looking unit. It doesn't have quite the same amount of stats as a general unit. You can actually get this for your general on the campaign map. It is very expensive though. Has significantly less health, probably about a third of the health of the general unit, but it is definitely worth it. Being a demon, damage dealer, armor piercing, it is going to stick around in a fight for a very long time. One of the kind of new-ish mechanics, finger quotes new, is that these units have the demon trait. So being immortal beings, they do not fear for their lives at all. They will fight on heedless of their casualties. However, they do use the undead crumpling mechanic, and this is used to represent the connection that they have to the physical world being weakened the more damage they take, which I think is a really nice lore-friendly use of mechanics already existing in the game. So that's pretty cool. This mod is definitely much more lore-friendly than other major overhaul packs, like say Radius unit mod. I definitely prefer it over that because it does pay attention to the lore. And there's just these nice little details like the demon trait, or these guys coming out covered in blood. These guys being surrounded by flies and having a debuff aura that decreases the effectiveness of units close to them. It's just all around a fantastic mod and brings a lot to the table. So we're going to move on to the next part where we're going to look at some themed armies. It's going to be amazing, and we're going to follow that up with a huge battle between the Empire and a Chaos Horde dedicated to Khorne. The Empire unit, of course, uses a lot of mods that come, or a lot of units that come inside of this mod as well. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you there. Alright guys, check it out. This is our Khorne themed army, and it is gigantic. Spanning across the horizon, these voracious followers of the Blood God, marching forward to spill the blood of the weak men of the South for the pleasure of their violent deity. At their head, we have the Bloodthirster of Khorne. This is the general version. If you look at his stats, they are much improved. He's got a ton of health. This is actually on large unit settings, so at ultra settings, he's going to have about 14,000 health. He's a monster. He's so hard to kill. We have a little, yes, sitting beside him, looking significantly less majestic, is a Exalted Champion of Khorne. This is for the Empire of Sigmar, or the Empire of Sigmar mod pack. Behind him we have the Warriors of Khorne, again from the same pack. We have the Warriors of Khorne with great weapons. These are one of the few warrior units that are added through this mod that actually have great weapons, and very appropriately, they are the Warriors of Khorne with their massive axes. Behind them we have the Bloodthirsters. You guys are going to see them in combat in just a second here when we switch over to cinematic mode. Over on the flanks, guarding the rear of our Khorne warriors, we have the Skull Hunters. These guys are kind of like an upgraded version of the Marauders. They've got a little bit more armor, a little bit better stats, and they are anti-infantry. They're very good at slaughtering light infantry, large bodies of troops. They're also very good at supporting lines of heavy infantry, letting the heavy infantry take the brunt of charges and things like that. But they are very, very unarmored. They have a little bit more armor than the Marauders, as I said, but not a lot. So when it comes to fighting other heavy infantry straight on, or being pounded from afar by missiles, these guys will take a lot of damage. So you got to make sure that you protect them. Over on the flanks here, we have the Knights of Khorne. Of course, you need a god-themed knight unit, and there are many in this mod. This is just one of about 4. I believe they just recently added the Knights of Tzeentch, so now the entire Pantheon is represented. Behind them, we have something from another mod pack. This is one of Dodgy's mod packs. I will put the link in the description for you guys, of course. These are the Fleshhounds of Khorne. They are kind of like your late-game warhounds that are still very useful, but not quite as powerful or hard-hitting or have as much staying power as the heavy cavalry, but they are very fast and good for running down skirmishers or skirmish cav. And I think that's pretty much about everything. Oh no, wait. These are your chosen units here, just hiding over here on the flank. These are the kind of the equivalent of like Khorne's chosen. These are the Khorne berserkers, very powerful anti-infantry, armor-piercing, anti-armor. They have frenzy, so of course, before their morale drops before a certain level, they get a nice little combat bonus. After that, they lose the bonus until their morale turns to normal. But I think that's that's definitely everything. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy the battle. We're going to switch over to cinematic mode here. I'm going to turn on some music, and that's going to be it for the commentary. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.